I'm Rob Skinner, and this is the Rob Skinner Podcast. Today I'm talking about courage. The courage that comes from knowing that God is always with you. All this and more on the Rob Skinner Podcast. Welcome back to the Rob Skinner Podcast. My goal is to inspire you to live a no-regrets life, make this life count, and multiply disciples, leaders, and churches. I still remember the first time I ever led a Bible talk or a Bible discussion. I had just graduated from UC Berkeley. I just turned 21. I was 20, almost 21. And I was working for $400 a month as a part-time intern, thinking about whether I want to do ministry or not. I just graduated with a business degree. And Doug Beatty, my campus minister, said, "Hey, I'd like you to start a Bible talk at Bowles Hall." Now, Bowles Hall is located next to Memorial Football Stadium at UC Berkeley, and it looks more like a castle than a dormitory. It's set right on a hillside. It really looks like a castle. This massive concrete structure looks like Don Quixote is going to show up anytime and charge. And the fact was, I didn't even know how to lead a Bible talk. I went there the day before to talk to Doug, who was mentoring me at the time. I showed him my notes. He goes, "Hey, Rob, this isn't really a Bible talk. This is a sermon." He said, "Where are your questions?" I hadn't even thought to ask a question. I was just going to preach to these guys. And so it was an all-men's dormitory. And so that helped me to get a little bit of input. But I walked from the corner of Piedmont and Dwight, where I was living in an apartment, and I'd walk over there, and you'd round the corner, and just all of a sudden you would just see this massive dorm that looked like a castle. And to be honest with you, I was terrified because I did not know how to lead a discussion, how to reach out. I was barely a one-year-old Christian, and what I did, I don't know where this came from, is I would just repeat to myself, Matthew 28 verse 20 says, "And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." And I just kept repeating. I would just say that over and over again. I remember just walking along the road that leads to Bowles Hall, going past the stadium, and just going, just like a mantra. I was just like over and over and over again. And I walked in there and just didn't know what to do, but just started reaching out, inviting people to a Bible discussion. And amazingly enough, that fall semester of 1987, 5 men got baptized. And it was great. It was exciting. But it wasn't because I had a bunch of experience. It wasn't because I was such an amazing leader. Far from it. It was really because Jesus really was with me. And the thing I've been thinking about and just kind of wondering, that was so amazing. At the time, I wasn't so impressed. The campus ministry was really growing a lot at that time. But those words from Jesus were such an anchor. And I felt like he's with me. He's helping me. He's going to get me through this. And they're so powerful because it's such a huge task that God's given us, which is to make disciples all over the world. And I know some of us who are listening to this, you're in India or you're in New Zealand or you're somewhere in the Middle East. And you go, it's a tough challenge. It's really, really tough. Maybe you're in Japan. But he gives them that Jesus gave us a promise. He said, "Surely I'm with you always to the very end of the age." And what's really interesting about Jesus, he doesn't promise comfort. He doesn't promise ease. He promises his presence. That's what he promised those 11 doubting disciples. He said, "Don't worry, I'm going to be with you." And don't you think that's amazing? Because when you hear that word, that phrase, "I am," it should ring like a bell, like, whoa, I am great. Okay, I surely am with you always. Remember when Moses saw the burning bush? And he said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am who I am. Tell them that the I am has sent you." And what blows me away is that I am that's with me is the same I am who was with Moses, who caused the 10 plagues, who caused the parting of the Red Sea, the parting of the Jordan. All of that is the same I am whose promises to be with me today. I think about Gideon, and God told Gideon he was terrified, he was afraid, and he said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." And Gideon's like, "What? I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing. I'm just hiding out here in this wine press. I'm just terrified of the Midianites." And he says, "Go in the strength you have, for I am with you." And that promise of presence turned Gideon into one of the greatest warriors of the Old Testament, turned Moses into, if not the greatest prophet of the Old Testament, certainly one of the top 3 for sure. It's such a powerful phrase, and sometimes we can blow past it because it's attached to the Great Commission, which is awesome, to go and make disciples of all nations. But he's reminding us that the eternal, all-powerful presence of God goes wherever we go, whether that's Croatia, whether that's Greece, whether that's Romania, whether that's Somalia, I don't know. That truth can overcome any fear. It can steady your heart in any challenge that's going on in your life right now. It can help you do things you never thought you could do, because the great I am is standing right by your side. And as I pray in the morning, I still repeat that to myself. And surely I'm with you always. And it's so calming. It is so encouraging. And it's almost as if Jesus is just right on my shoulder. He's right there strengthening me for the work that he's called me to do that day. And when I realized that, going back to that fall of 1987, the fear of leading that Bible discussion really began to fade. And I just thought, okay, we're going to do something up here. Something's going to happen. And I just thought, if the great I am is here, what do I really have to be afraid of? So let me ask you, what is the thing that's scaring you right now? What's causing you anxiety? What's causing you to stay up late at night? What's causing you to lose sleep? What is it? Maybe it's sharing your faith. Maybe it's reaching out to your coworkers. Maybe it's a financial issue. Maybe it's starting a new ministry or leading a small group or having a difficult conversation with somebody who's tough to talk to. That can be really challenging. I don't know what it is, but there's so many things that cause us fear on a daily basis. I mean, it's not like every once in a while. We're faced with fearful situations consistently. You're not the one who's doing the only heavy lifting. God is. He doesn't send you out and say, "Hey, just good luck, tell me what happens when you get out there." He says, "I am with you always." So walk into that fear. Don't run away from it. Allow the fear to draw you closer to God, to get you desperate. So you say, "God, you got to be with me." And trust the great I am, that he's standing right by your side. Thank you so much for joining me on the Rob Skinner podcast. I hope you're enjoying it. Please share it with a friend. Give the link to somebody, subscribe, read one of my books, maybe the 10X Christian. And remember, we are never alone. The great I am is with us every single day, no matter where we're located on the globe. The same God who spoke to Moses, the same Jesus who sent out his disciples, the same God who spoke to Gideon in the winepress is with you to the very end of the age. Have a great day and make this life count.